Mr. and Mrs. Smith, good morning. How are you guys? Well, as you guys know, my name is Masuya, and I'm your son Oliver's teacher for this year. So I read y'all's email, and I did see that Oliver was recently diagnosed with autism. How are you guys feeling about that? Yeah, I understand that it can be kind of difficult to navigate this new diagnosis. I hope that it's bringing a lot of comfort to be able to recognize some of his behaviors and see how you're able to help him moving forward. So I really hope that I can be a part of that as well. So I saw that he was diagnosed with mild. Yeah, the only reason I ask is because the 3 levels, mild, moderate, and severe, just help us determine what level of supports he'll be needing, the kind of resources that he'll be requiring of us as teachers, just to ensure his success in the future. Yeah, I know plenty of people who have been diagnosed with autism later in life, and they are very successful, very happy. And I just want you to know that I'm so glad that he was able to be diagnosed at this young age, so you'll be comfortable and familiar with the resources that are available to you. And if you have any other questions about what those resources are, please let me know. There are plenty of families here who have children at this school who have autism, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to help answer those questions as well as I will be able to. I just wanted to start this off by letting you know, because I know that you mentioned that you don't really know anyone else who has ASD or any children who have ASD, but there is no cure and there's no treatment. There's no special thing you should be looking for. So I would really discourage that way of thinking. Also, just because that really shouldn't be our goal here. Oliver is learning and he is growing and he is so special. He has been such a joy to have in my classroom, and we all care about him very much. And so we would just be trying to learn and grow with him as he navigates all of this. So I was just wondering, what kind of behaviors were you noticing at home that led you to seek a diagnosis? The reason I ask is to see which behaviors might be going on here that you may not know about, or ones that are at home that I need me to look forward to to know how to best handle them when they come up. I did notice that he is hesitant to interact socially with the other students. It doesn't come very natural to him. He's not incapable of connecting or forming bonds. He has a few close friends such as Tim or Eric, as I'm sure you've met them, but they've grown very close and he's capable of forming those bonds. I'm sure you've noticed that he has like a hesitancy to communicate verbally. He uses his hands a lot, just a lot of gestures and pointing at things to communicate what he wants or what he's thinking. Yeah, well, I would recommend that you start thinking about different apps. There are tons of different technologies that help assist communication, and I can make a list for you of different apps that other parents have found helpful just to help your child best communicate when they're not verbalizing their needs. I have noticed, I wanted to let you know, some behavioral issues. There are not too many. His biggest issue does seem to be social interaction, which I've already seen a lot of improvement in, but there are some behavioral issues. I think he becomes very easily stimulated by audio. He does act out just a little bit. He gets not violent or aggressive, just very loud and just not easily comforted. There was an incident that we let you know about on the playground where he just, I believe, was very overstimulated by the amount of noise. Like there was yelling, there was construction work, there was a lot going on, and he was yelling. Seeing that, I've just decided to make it an option to stay inside for recess. I've noticed that he loves to read. He's such a fast reader, and he loves reading out loud during our story times. So I made it an option for anyone to stay inside and read or do any kind of silent activity, and he seems to really be enjoying and thriving in that environment. Noticing that, I also wanted to give the opportunity for him to have some accommodations when it comes to testing. I do see that he needs a little bit more time, perhaps some more clear instructions. So with your permission, I would like to start maybe putting him in a separate room when it comes to testing so he doesn't get distracted by any kind of noises that are around him. And I could be there with him and read the instructions out loud just to help him to focus and not become overwhelmed by the sounds around him, because I know that he would be able to perform extraordinarily well under those slight accommodations. I just want to let you know some other accommodations that I plan on introducing in class. For example, children who have autism rely heavily on routines and just knowing what's going to be going on. So I'm going to be writing out everything that's going to be happening on the blackboard before class, As soon as he gets there, he'll be able to read and clearly see everything that's going to be happening, so he won't be overwhelmed when things start changing. I will also explain everything very directly. And there will be a lot of group work because I think it helps with social interactions in all children and just relying on each other and group work and things like that. I understand it may seem a little counterintuitive to place him in a scenario where he's not fully comfortable, but I truly believe that this will set him up for the most successful life possible outside of school. I will always make sure that the assignment is clear, that he is not confused about his role, that the children know what to expect from each other. I will be pushing him to just ensure the success that I know he's capable of. Well, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out again. If you'd like, we can meet semi-regularly to go over some more of these future accommodations and things like that. All right. Well, please reach out if there's anything else I can do. All right. Have a good day.